The Cultural Ambassadors project was devised by the Outreach and Widening Participation Department of the University for the Creative Arts, also known as UCA, in partnership with Turner Contemporary in Margate. The aim was to enable adults in Margate to engage with contemporary arts practice and prioritise people who had not previously studied at university and those who lived in postcodes identified as having multiple indices of social deprivation. This was part of an overall strategy to develop an audience for contemporary art in Margate before the current gallery was built, and to ensure that the local people were involved in the gallery from its inception. Cultural Ambassadors ran for several years in Margate and has been resurrected with comparable aims at Beach Creative in Herne Bay, headed by myself, Director at Beach Creative, Hannah Knapp, Widening Participation Manager at UCA, with support from Karen Esley at Turner Contemporary. The project is entirely funded by UCA and run by a teaching team at Beach Creative, which includes myself, Sarah Lancaster, who's a sessional lecturer, and Sue Rumsey, navigator at Turner Contemporary. The programme ran for 15 weeks for 1 day a week, with separate groups of 15 adults on Tuesdays, Saturdays and Sundays. Each session was devoted to a different media and included printmaking, paper sculpture, painting, textile design, cyanotypes and darkroom techniques, fanzines and simple bookbinding techniques. Alongside this, each person was given a sketchbook to develop work in their own time. A visit to UCA included a casting workshop delivered by Sim Oliver, technical tutor.
Do it kind of gently and it make less dust, whereas if you do it too vigorously, it possibly will feed in. Right, so play half. So if you put both ends on the table, it gives you like a fixed size slice. Just pull it gently. It's a nice little slab. And that's why, if you notice, most of those are square because it's like an A4 size, so it's quite a nice size to work with. But it doesn't have to stay square. You can cut it into circles or anything you want. I did it to oval ones, maybe domes, or cut the corners off. Or, yes, it doesn't have to be square. And so one of these is going to be my panel, which I'll keep here and work on as a sort of example. So like bits of your hand, say. Sort of funky handprint. Bits and bobs that you might like. Whatever you want to do, but try not to make sort of deep thin marks because they won't fill with plaster and be really fragile. So make sort of like wider kind of grooves where the plaster can get right in the base of it, yeah? So you don't end up like, otherwise it will break off when it's it's more about the depth there is in the order. So put it down the centre.
No, well, I was just doing that in this next.
Yeah, quite fit. Okay. If you'll head through to this next room.
It's a lot done.
It takes a lot. Yeah, that's it. Said, oh, well, you know, it was just taking too long. You know, it's like, well, it takes as long as it takes. You know, but I'm not looking. We're not trying to sort of do this kind of business because you'll be here for ages and it will just sort of have gone off and you're still adding stuff. And so, sort of quite liberally. It's just a case of not dumping in a handful because that will give you a lump. Okay.
So would you ever use a sieve like you do with baking?
You could do. I'm sort of
lumpy, or?
for what we're doing here. I kind of, if when you dig it out of here, you find something. If anybody drops any water in here, you get lumps. Yeah. So you can kind of feel them in this part of it. So if I find something hard at this point, I'll stop. If you have a look there,
full body wax.
So see, it's kind of come up to the top. I haven't got like a big mound of it on top of the surface. Okay. So what's sunk is still just below the surface. You can see it all there, like a sort of got either a coral reef or a little island. Okay. Yeah. If I still had a big area of clear water on the top around the edges, I'd have to add a bit more around the edges. So what that's done is give me a very good kind of guide. Okay. So now if I mix it up, it should be just about right. And because I sprinkled it all on, you got sort of thick and thin, but there's no actual lumps. So all I'm doing is sort of blending the
pancakes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit like oil. It's got like a viscosity to it. So it's much thicker than milk. Okay?
I thought it would be thicker than that.
You can use plaster like this as like a liquid, which we need to do just as a pour it in. But the nice thing about it is as it sets, it goes through a kind of meringue kind of stage, and you can then start to kind of butter it up to make shapes, if you mean, that you don't have very long. Okay, so that's why the small bowls are good, because you don't end up with a whole bowl that's gone off. Now, best, it's quite hard to see with gloves, but you dunk a hand in, it should be like pure white ceramic. Okay, so if I could see my skin tone through it, then that would mean it was a bit thin. So it's all, and you see it's filled up around the nails a bit, so there's a bit of thickness to it, and it's just pure white.
Yeah.
Alright? Okay then, so let's head back to the... Let's still get it right? Pretty good? So you know the way a sort of scrapyard crane kind of picks up something like that, so you can sort of pick some up with your fingers. So holding the bowl, I'm going to kind of drop it in, but just with a little bit of inertial sort of force, so that it knocks the air bubbles out of the details. You see when you've got sort of grooves in this, you can get bubbles trapped at the bottom there. So by sort of shooting it in there with a little sort of, you could call it splashing, but it's just got to go in hard enough to kind of dislodge the air. Okay? And if I'd made grooves in a certain direction, I'd try and wash it along the grooves so that it knocks the air bubbles out. Okay, so to move around so that you can sort of splash it in the direction you want. So mine's all pretty simple. I'm just going to sort of drizzle it on really.
Oh yes, it's just like that.
I like that, the 3D effect on that one.
For this because it would look beautiful because of all this
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really pleased, and I was kind of thinking, oh, I don't know, if this casting lark doesn't appeal to me.
Participants were offered a tour of the studios and workshop spaces and had an opportunity to talk to students.
A long time ago, it's not
The trooping and the sweeties.
Yes.
Great ones. They're just photographic images and that have then been made into a screen. So the preparation takes a bit of a while, but actually making the images is so quick and easy. It's a really, really good process.
There were two separate visits to Turner Contemporary in Margate. The first introduced the participants to philosophical inquiry and required them to respond to pieces of art within a workshop setting and in the galleries.
It's quite interesting meeting you ladies today because you're the first cultural ambassadors, weren't you?
Yeah, we were.
And this is the next incarnation.
Yes, quite exciting. It's very intimidating when it's big.
How many of you have been here before? Oh, that's really good. Who's come to every exhibition, do you think? The way we sort of talk about artworks, the way all the staff are trained here is to sort of have no sort of right or wrong answers. We look at the artwork, we have discussions about it, and it's a whole sort of different way of thinking.
How we see the actual thing, and that's how we sort of move it around a bit.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
I'll have this one, and this one. And other people like different things, but most of them we like these, all of us.
On the second trip to Turner Contemporary, participants took part in a workshop to make marbling papers. They were able to work in the marvellous learning studio overlooking the sea. The work produced in the show has been showcased in the 2-week exhibition at Beach Creative.
My name's Jane Gemmell. I'm the Market Development and Outreach Manager at UCA. Part of what we do is take our creative arts specialism and make it available to the wider community. And this Cultural Ambassadors project was the perfect opportunity to open out a free opportunity for mature learners to access arts and different creative skill sets. And seeing the exhibition come to fruition shows how much people have really gained from this opportunity.
Why did you apply to the Cultural Ambassadors in the first place?
I'd only done a little acrylic painting. I'd worked in offices all my life and only painted walls and fences and such like. And it just seemed a wonderful opportunity to just spend me time investigating all sorts of art.
For me, I went to art school quite a while ago, and since then I've worked in publishing as a graphic designer, but not had a chance to do my own work, and had really sort of lost confidence and lost my way really, and it was just really good opportunity to come and share sort of ideas and sort of guidance, and just feel really sort of enthusiastic and sort of just renewed really.
And what impact has it had on your practice, on your work, on your art?
Absolutely brilliant and inspiring. We started off with a blank sketchbook, which I found very scary, and we were made the first day to make a big mess on page 1, and we just learnt so many different exciting things.
I was surprised. I think it's absolutely